I have to admit, I think that they're right half the time. I am a little bit nuts doing the things that we do to find the right cars or get the cars, but I can't help myself. And if you don't lay it out there, it's a no anyway.
Remember Counting Cars, the hit reality show
Bring out that beautiful chop.
that changed how we looked at custom rides and reality TV? But here's the twist. Some of its most beloved crew members vanished from our screens without a trace.
We don't have room for another project.
Why explain it to me if you're doing it? I don't care.
Hey, what you said about this one, and then you kept it. Well, Scott.
What really happened? Buckle up, because we're about to reveal the untold stories behind the Counting Cars team, and the truth may shock. Mike Henry. Mike Henry, better known as Horny Mike, is one of the most unforgettable personalities from Counting Cars. His nickname comes from his playful habit of putting horns on nearly every helmet, bike, or vehicle he painted, reflecting both creativity and humor. He grew up in Detroit, Michigan, the heart of America's auto industry, which naturally shaped his passion for cars and custom art. Before appearing on TV, Mike worked as an airbrush artist, creating wild designs that made motorcycles, helmets, and more stand out. His big break came when he joined Danny, the Count Coker's custom car shop, Count's Customs in Las Vegas. Fans were drawn to Mike's energy, his artistic flair, and that unforgettable horn style. Although he became a fan favorite, Mike's on-screen presence began to shrink around the show's 9th season, which was unusually short, most likely due to filming delays from the COVID-19 pandemic. This decline wasn't a dramatic exit. It fits with how pandemic rules affected TV shoots. He confirmed on social media that he is still part of the show and still active in his craft. One humanizing moment of real-world drama. In early 2021, Mike was run off the road by an unknown driver while heading home. Fortunately, he was physically okay, and his horny beast truck suffered only minor damage. Beyond the show, Mike has embraced creative entrepreneurship. He launched his own merchandise line, including fun stick-on horns, hats, shirts, and mini collectible versions of himself. He also continues to attend car shows with his Horny Mike's Road Show, featuring branded gear and one-of-a-kind art pieces. The other side of reality TV life for Mike has been learning that fame can be a double-edged sword. While recognition can open doors, it also makes private life harder to protect. Still, Mike's creativity hasn't slowed. He remains engaged with fans online, regularly sharing new art and updates, from custom paint jobs to 3D printed designs, proving his talent towers above any single TV appearance. Ryan Evans. Ryan Evans was known as the shop's lead painter and graphic artist, and his role was never just about spraying a coat of paint. He was the man who could turn cold metal into living art. From bold flames racing across hoods to detailed fades and intricate patterns, Ryan had the power to take a simple customer idea and transform it into a rolling masterpiece. Many fans quickly realized that when a car or motorcycle left Count's Customs looking stunning, Ryan's steady hand was behind the magic. Ryan joined Danny, the Count Coker's crew, years before the television series began. By the time Counting Cars premiered in 2012, Ryan was already Danny's most trusted painter. The show made him a fan favorite, not because he chased fame, but because he quietly focused on the craft itself. His art spoke louder than any words could. But as the seasons went on, something began to change. Ryan's appearances became fewer, and sharp-eyed fans started asking what had happened. Online forums are filled with questions and rumors. Some speculated he had quit, while others worried about possible health struggles. A few even wondered if there had been behind-the-scenes tension at the shop. The truth was less dramatic, yet still mysterious. Ryan never issued a clear public statement. Unlike other cast members who faced legal trouble or medical scares, his departure seemed to come from personal choice. Reports suggest that Ryan wanted to devote more time to his family and step away from the stress of filming. The long hours of painting under tight deadlines, combined with cameras capturing every move, likely pushed him to protect his energy and peace. Even today, Ryan is remembered as one of the creative hearts of Count's Customs, and fans still hope for his return someday. Joseph "Doc" Dugan. Joseph "Doc" Dugan was the go-to technology specialist at Count's Customs, where Counting Cars was filmed. He brought high-tech upgrades into classic cars, installing features like GPS units, modern electronics, and digital enhancements, helping bring vintage vehicles into the 21st century. Doc's role was unique and important. While Danny, the Count, and the rest of the team handled metalwork, paint, and mechanics, Doc was the guy making sure the cars were smart and not just stylish. If a client wanted modern comfort and connectivity in a retro ride, Doc made it happen with his tech know-how. In early seasons, Doc regularly appeared in episodes, especially when a build needed electronic upgrades. Viewers watched him wire dashboards, install advanced navigation systems, or set up subtle tech that kept the vintage aesthetic intact. His contributions were practical and grounded. He was part of the real, behind-the-scenes engine of the shop's transformation process. However, as the series progressed, Doc Dugan's visibility on screen started to shrink. Later seasons focused more on creative personalities like the painters, fabricators, and builders, people whose looks and styles were inherently more dramatic on camera. As a result, characters like Doc, while still essential, got less spotlight. Importantly, there's no evidence that Doc left due to a conflict or a personal crisis. Rather, the show simply shifted its narrative emphasis. Reality TV tends to highlight dramatic transformations and bold personalities. And while Doc played a quiet but crucial role, it was less visually exciting than flames or flashy builds. It's not that he disappeared. In many ways, his work continued, just outside the camera's focus. His role and cartoon academia-style nickname, Doc, suggest a calm, skilled expert, someone who lets the work speak for itself rather than drawing attention. Joseph Frontiera. Joseph worked at Count's Customs in a background role. He was not a big personality like Mike or Ryan, but he was part of the staff that helped keep the shop running. He appeared during the early seasons of Counting Cars. At first, viewers did not see much of him, but later, news outside of the show brought his name into the spotlight. Unfortunately, it was not for a good reason. In 2016, Count's Customs filed a lawsuit against Joseph Frontiera. The shop accused him of misusing company money. Reports said he took around $75,000 from Count's Customs and used it for personal expenses. Some of the things mentioned included making payments on his personal car and buying airline tickets for himself. Instead of using the money for the shop's work, the money was allegedly used for his own benefit. This news shocked fans of the show because Counting Cars usually highlighted trust, teamwork, and passion for cars. Danny Coker, the owner, built his shop around people he trusted, so the accusations were a big blow. The lawsuit claimed that Joseph's actions hurt the company financially. Since the case was public, it quickly spread in the media and on fan forums. Many viewers were surprised that someone connected to the show could be involved in such behavior. Because of this legal trouble, Joseph was removed from the show. His time at Counting Cars ended quickly, and he never returned to Count's Customs. The lawsuit also mentioned that he faced issues with the Internal Revenue Service for unpaid taxes, which added to the struggles with his reputation. In the years since, Joseph Frontiera has stayed out of the public eye. Unlike Danny, Ryan, or Mike, who continue to appear at events or on TV, Joseph's name mostly comes up when people talk about the darker side of counting cars. His story is often used as an example of how not everyone connected to reality TV shows is successful. Kevin Mack. Kevin Mack is best known as the best friend of Danny the Count Coker, and as the general manager on the hit TV series Counting Cars. The show, which first aired in the year 2012 on the History Channel, followed Danny and his team at Count's Customs, a Las Vegas-based custom car and motorcycle restoration shop. Kevin often acted as the right-hand man to Danny. While Danny had the vision and creativity for builds, Kevin was there to manage the day-to-day business, handle deals, and make sure projects stayed on track. He was also a strong personality who added humor and honesty to the show, which fans loved. Over the seasons, Kevin became an important part of Counting Cars. He was seen making big decisions, helping customers, and keeping Count's Customs running smoothly when Danny was away. However, fans began noticing that Kevin was missing from later episodes. This sparked questions about why he left. Unlike some rumors about conflicts or health problems, there is no official statement that Kevin was forced out or had personal troubles. The most likely reason is that Kevin decided to step away from the spotlight and focus on other parts of his life and career. Since he was Danny's close friend long before the show started, many believe he is still part of the Count's Customs family, just not on screen. Rolly Sabo. Rolly Sabo, known to fans of Counting Cars as Rolly the Detailer, quickly became one of the most beloved personalities on the show. Born in Hungary, Rolly brought not only his thick Hungarian accent, but also his humor and positive spirit to Count's Customs. While he was not designing engines or spraying custom paint, his work was essential. Every car or motorcycle leaving Danny the Count Coker's Las Vegas shop had to shine, and Rolly was the man trusted to make that happen. His meticulous detailing skills turned ordinary cars into showroom-quality machines, and viewers loved watching his pride in every job. Between the years 2014 to 2015, fans noticed Rolly stopped appearing on the show. Neither History Channel nor Count's Customs gave an official explanation. His sudden absence sparked speculation, with theories ranging from behind-the-scenes disagreements to simple creative changes. Some reports suggested his exit might have been linked to budget cuts or cast reshuffling rather than personal conflict. Regardless of the cause, fans felt his departure left a gap because his humor and dedication were central to the shop's on-screen chemistry. Outside the show, Rolly faced real struggles. Like many small business owners, he was hit hard during the COVID-19 pandemic, when fewer people paid for non-essential services like detailing. This financial strain made life more difficult. In addition, a dramatic incident added to his troubles. In late 2017, his trailer containing about $300,000 worth of detailing equipment was stolen from outside his home. Although the police recovered the trailer, most of the tools were gone, and replacing them was a huge burden. This event, combined with pandemic challenges, tested his resilience. Despite hardships, Rolly never gave up on his craft. He continued working as an independent detailer, serving both car owners and collectors. On social media, fans continued to show their support, praising his skills and kindness. Many expressed that they missed his presence on Counting Cars and wished him success in his own ventures. Harry Grandpa Rome Sr. Harry Grandpa Rome Sr. is best known on Counting Cars as the wise and gentle bodywork craftsman who earned his nickname simply because of his age and warm demeanor. Viewers remember him for his light-hearted charm and steady presence amid the flurry of engines and restoration. He often jovially claimed he could finish work quicker than anyone else, even his own son, while rocking a comforting, knowing smile. On screen, Grandpa's role wasn't about flashy builds or dramatic storylines. Instead, he brought depth and authenticity. You'd see him with a pager, no smartphone in sight, because he preferred the old-school ways. That low-key presence made him endearing. Fans looked forward to his calm, reliable routines and the affection he inspired in the shop. He's listed among the core team at Count's Customs, credited simply as the bodywork guy, someone you knew was integral to the process, even if the camera didn't always focus on his hands. In the show's early seasons, he appeared regularly, gently reinforcing the idea that functioning, steady work often happens behind the scenes. Over time, though, the show's storytelling began to highlight other roles: bike builders, painters, and managers. Unsurprisingly, Grandpa's screen time diminished gradually, not because of any personal conflict or health concern, but because the show naturally tightened its focus around the more dramatic or creative characters. His role was quietly phased out, a common pattern for experienced staffers who helped lay the early foundation but weren't the narrative focus later on. Today, he's remembered fondly, not flashy but steady. As a supporting pillar, Grandpa represented the craftsmanship and authenticity that reality TV sometimes glosses over. He didn't vanish with fanfare, he simply faded as the camera moved on. And for many longtime viewers, his absence is still felt. Danny the Count Coker. Danny the Count Coker, the star of Counting Cars, was born in January 1964 in Cleveland, Ohio, and grew up in a family strongly connected to both music and mechanics. His father was a baritone singer with the Cathedral Quartet, and also worked for the Ford Motor Company, which exposed Danny to both music and cars at an early age. He developed a love for motorcycles and cars, teaching himself how to repair and customize vehicles. Before Counting Cars, Danny was known in Las Vegas as the owner of Count's Customs, his restoration and customization shop, and as the host of Count's Customs' Saturday Fright at the Movies, a local TV station where he introduced horror movies. His love for vintage rides, classic hot rods, and motorcycles eventually led to the reality TV spotlight. On Counting Cars, Danny became famous for his passion-driven purchases, his sharp eye for valuable vehicles, and his larger-than-life rock and roll personality. Beyond the show, he is also the lead vocalist of a rock band called Count 77. Some fans have speculated that Danny left Counting Cars, but that is not factually correct. Danny never officially left the show. Instead, the series faced natural pauses in production, and after Season 9 aired in 2020, there were no new episodes announced. The lack of updates from the History Channel and Danny's own focus on personal projects like music, touring, and managing his business created rumors that he had stepped away. However, as of now, Danny remains active in his custom shop in Las Vegas and continues with his music career, though the show itself has not returned with new episodes. Shannon Ico. Shannon Ico is the lead builder and motorcycle shop manager at Count's Customs, famously referred to as the A#1 because of his fabrication and engineering skills. Born on Oahu, Hawaii, Shannon's love for bikes started young. He built his first Harley at just 12 years old. He later moved to Las Vegas and met Danny the Count Coker while working at Evil Twin Cycles. After building a bike for Coker, Shannon was invited to join Count's Customs and quickly became a cornerstone of the team. Over the years, Shannon has crafted hundreds of custom bikes, every one unique and a reflection of his dedication to the craft. He also balances his work life with being a family man. He's married and has 2 daughters and enjoys cooking gourmet meals for his loved ones and occasionally for the Count's Customs crew. Shannon was a visible part of Counting Cars from its early seasons through around 2018, playing a major role in the shop's motorcycle builds. Over time, his on-camera presence declined, even though he continued his work behind the scenes. The show itself continued beyond the seasons where he was frequently featured. But no official reason has been given for the change. Most likely, he chose to focus more on personal projects or family rather than stay in front of the camera. Scott Jones. Scott Jones rose to prominence in the early seasons of Counting Cars as Count's Customs' no-nonsense shop manager and diligent bookkeeper. Tasked with overseeing profitability and day-to-day operations, he was known for his sharp, head-on attitude, at times pushing the crew hard, yet earning respect for his dedication and keen eye for the bottom line. His blunt personality and spirited interactions quickly made Scott a favorite among fans. Scott disappeared from the show after Season 2, and the producers provided no official explanation. This abrupt exit sparked speculation among viewers. Some hypothesized financial misconduct or embezzlement, driven by his handling of company finances, but these claims remain unsubstantiated and are widely regarded as rumors. The most credible and frequently cited reason, confirmed in the Season 3 premiere, Electric Ride, is that Scott voluntarily relocated to Tennessee following the birth of his son. Scott had previously expressed a longing for the slower pace of life in Greenville, Tennessee, a place he regarded as home, and it aligns with his desire to prioritize family over the fast-paced life in Las Vegas. Though Scott's exit was rather quiet, it was seemingly amicable and rooted in personal choice. He was replaced by Kevin Mack, Danny's longtime friend, who stepped in as the new right-hand man. We hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more amazing stories.